The HSA is an extremely versatile tool in your finances. The question is, how should you use that tool? I've got the 3 ways you should use your HSA. That and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. The HSA is the Swiss Army knife of your finances, of your financial life. That's right. It's got scissors. There's a small knife. There's a screwdriver, corkscrew, and there's the toothpick. So, and the tweezers, right? Like it's got all those different features to it. The question is, well, which one are you using most? Which one's most appropriate for you? When I was a kid, I always wanted to use the knife. I never had a need to. I would use the little scissors or honestly the tweezers most often. So for your life and for your situation, how is it best to use this tool? The HSA offers the trifecta of tax benefits: pre-tax in, so it helps you on your taxes today; tax-sheltered growth, right? All the investment activity, interest and dividends and growth is tax sheltered. And then tax-free withdrawal if used for qualified educational expenses or to reimburse yourself for qualified medical expenses after having a high deductible health plan. So, is this a cash flow savings mechanism? Does it help you with that? Yeah, it does. Is it a tax savings tool? Oh, absolutely. And yes, it's a retirement savings tool as well. So, there are 3 ways that you can use your HSA typically. I've used mine in each of these ways. Typically, it's a progression. You start at the first and then evolve to the second and hopefully evolve to the third. So what are those 3 ways? The first way to use your HSA is actually as a health spending account. That's right, spending, not savings. And here's essentially how it works. You take a look at the beginning of the year and you think, well, how much do we think we'll spend on medical expenses? And, we'll have probably a couple dental visits, and I'm going to go see the eye doctor. Do you need new glasses this year? No, I don't. And then, you know what, on average, we've got prescriptions of this, and we'll go see the doctor once or twice. So I don't know, $1,500, and I'm pulling that number out of thin air. And so you think, yeah, we'll probably have $1,500 of medical expenses this upcoming year, and that's how much you contribute into the HSA. And either do so right away, or you do so throughout your paycheck if you're able to contribute to your HSA out of that. And in this way, it's not really a health savings account, it's a health spending account. You are setting money aside to spend on upcoming medical expenses. We call this delayed spending in your 3 bank account system, and it's treating your HSA like it's one of those delayed spendings. I'm going to set money aside in advance for a specific purpose, and when that purpose comes up, I'll pull the money out of that account. And so you've set the money aside so that medical expenses don't disrupt your budget, and you've also gotten the tax benefit on the amount that you contribute. So that's a good thing. But that's the first way. That's the most simple way, and that's normally the how people start out using their HSA. The second way you can use your HSA is truly as a health savings account. In this way, you are contributing as much as you possibly can, up to the annual limit, hopefully, if cash flow allows, as much as you can into the HSA. And you actually hope that you don't have a lot of medical expenses. When you do, it's right there and you pull the money out. But the hope is that you're contributing the maximum, for a family, that's over $8,000 in 2024. If you're over age 55, it's even more. And you're hoping that you don't have, and you're happy to do it because you get the full tax benefit on your contribution, but you're hoping you have very little medical expenses and that this health savings account actually builds up. And think of it more of as a health emergency account. You've now funded more than what you're typically spending in health expenses on an annual basis, and therefore, in the event of a future health emergency, you've got dollars there that you can rely upon, and you don't need to pull money out of other accounts or stress out your cash flow. Again, going back to our 3 bank account system, immediate spending, that's your monthly budget that's coming out of your checking account. Your delayed spending, where you identify known upcoming expenses that are non-monthly, you save in advance for them, and then when they do come up, you pull the money out. That's the first use case of the HSA. You're treating, in this second stage, you're treating your HSA like the third bucket, and that is your emergency fund, where you build up reserves, and then if you need the money for this purpose in the future, you've got a chunk to fall back on. Again, the benefit here is you get the maximum tax benefit, and you have these reserves available should a medical emergency arise. But then the final use case of the HSA is actually as an additional retirement account. That's right, an additional retirement account. Going back to the three ways, the three tax benefits of the HSA. Pre-tax in, by treating it like a retirement account, you put the maximum amount that you can into your HSA, and you really maximize that benefit. You get a big tax deduction this year. But then instead of just holding the dollars in a money market inside the HSA or a savings account earning a little bit of interest, you choose to treat those dollars as long-term, again, retirement dollars, so you invest them. And therefore, all the dividends and capital gains are all sheltered from tax. Yes, they're going to go up and down with the market, so at times it might go down, and by at times, at like daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, a couple years, it could go down, but stay patient, it's long-term, and all that growth and activity in the future is going to be tax sheltered. And then in retirement, for either retirement medical expenses, like reimbursing yourself for Medicare Part B, Medicare premiums, or to reimburse yourself for medical expenses that you had along the way, you can pull dollars out of your HSA. And in doing so, you've created this additional retirement plan. The main benefit, you get the tax benefit today, but then you maximize that tax benefit by compounding these dollars, having them grow for your future. So now your what would have been kind of phase two, this health emergency fund, has been able to grow from the investment long term, and now you have even more dollars there to help pull out tax-free in retirement for medical expenses, or to reimburse yourself for medical expenses you had during your career. So what's the right use case for you, for your HSA? I'll tell you, I started with mine in that first category because I started right when I started my career 20 years ago. We had an HSA. Cash flow was tight, and so I was setting money aside, and most years I would spend it. Then as we got married and had kids, we were able to prioritize that, and we contributed the maximum amount to our HSA and just hoped that we didn't hit our deductible. By the way, many years we did, but we were using it as a health insurance emergency or healthcare emergency fund. And then finally, over the past couple of years, we've worked hard. We've made it a priority and managed our cash flow and our budget separately, where we're now treating it like a separate investment account for retirement. We're investing the dollars, and as we have medical expenses come up, we've got a delayed spending account that we pull dollars from and saving receipts to shoebox our HSA. What's right for you? How should the HSA be used in your financial life? Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@Korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go on and take your next wise step in your financial life.